Congressman, very good to have you. Thanks for coming. Well, if you had your druthers, Congressman, and knowing what you know now about the overall blueprint of this, what would you like changed or added or cut out?
Well, you know, I'm not. Let me put it this way. I'm not in leadership, Neil, so I'm not sitting there at the table with the president. But I will tell you this. I was a small businessman for 36 years, and I was a dentist, a practicing dentist. And I know what the burden of a complex, convoluted tax code does with a ton of regulation. We've got to lower the tax rates. We've got to simplify the code. Our tax code is 70,000 pages long, many times longer than the Holy Bible, but with none of the good news. And we've got to simplify it. We've got to make sure that the average working class American gets a big tax cut. We've got to lower our pass-through taxes. We've got to lower our corporate tax rate so that we can compete in a global market. And then finally, let me say this. We are not going to balance our budget by taxing our way out of it or by cutting spending to get our way out of it. We have to grow our way out of this $20+ trillion national debt that we have. And the only way to do that is to give people, unshackle American business and the American worker and let them prosper and create revenues. And it's a given. We've seen it under President Kennedy, under President Reagan. You cut taxes and you're going to increase revenues.
You know, Congressman, there's been this concern among a lot of your colleagues. You say you're not in leadership, but a lot of your colleagues listen to you and look up to you, and I can certainly understand why. But they're feeling the pressure to not make this look like it's a giveaway to the rich, even though the rich pay most of the taxes. But you know the drill. I'm not playing off your dentist background. That's what I do. But the thing I found interesting here is that they might be sort of cowed into including a fourth rate for the very rich that might be above the 35%. If that were the case, to get Democratic votes, presumably, how would you feel about that?
You know what? I really, we're going to get rid of the estate tax, the death tax. We're going to get rid of some other taxes and lower the tax rates. We're decreasing the corporate tax rate plus pass-through taxes. And so I think the ultra wealthy are going to be benefiting. So if that is what it's going to take to enable us to get this tax reform, then you know what? I would certainly entertain that in a very serious way.
Really?
Let me just. Yes, absolutely. I think what we have to do is get a tax reform package through the House, and I think we're going to get it done. I really do. Now, I can't predict what's going to happen over in the U.S. Senate. We've sent them 260+ bills. They're still sitting there. They've got this way of doing things over there, the filibuster rule, which, yeah, we basically give the Democrats a veto over what our agenda is. And
well, maybe you can threaten like a root canal with no Novocaine if they don't move fast. You know?
Well, we want to drill down and see what we can find out. That's for sure.
Congressman, you're a good man. Thank you very, very much. Good seeing you again.